Welcome to the 4th Standard English Medium Subject Maths Chapter 4 Tick 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 Part 3. Hello everybody. I hope that you all are clear with the AM and PM concept of our second part of the video. Right? AM means anti-meridian, PM means post-meridian. AM you will find it at the daytime, means after 12 o'clock of the day we will have the PM. Okay, and PM means night. At night, midnight of 12 o'clock. Okay, midnight of 12 o'clock we have again AM. And I told you that you can be a smart by asking the question that how 24 hours make a one day. Okay, other things we learn about this chapter is 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour has 60 minutes also. These are all the things we had learned, right? Now, let's come to our next topic, which is 24-hour format. Before that, let me say you that the concept of AM and PM, is it clear for everybody? I hope that it is clear, because AM and PM is the format for the 12 hours only. It is for the 12 hours format, right? I told you in the first video also that 12 hours make your day and 12 hours makes your night. Means anti-meridian and post-meridian. Okay? Now let's have today's topic is 24-hour clock. 24-hour clock? But in the clock we have only 12 numbers. How it could be 24? Right? Can you see this clock? You can see over here. Okay, you can see this green color portion. That's your minutes. Okay, outer is your minutes. Middle 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. That's your hours. But why I wrote this 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 there? Why I need to write that things? Let's see. Why? Okay? See that in 24-hour clock format, we write time in 4 digits. It means a whole day. Okay? A whole day. At today's night you will have the 12 o'clock. Right? Today's date is 7. So it is started from the 12 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6th date night. Your 7th date there now. So night 1 a.m. of the midnight. 2 a.m. of the midnight. 3 a.m. 4 a.m. 5 a.m. Your mamas wake up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m. or p.m.? p.m. here. Why? Your lunch time now. Now your lunch time. After this lunch time, again it will be the 1 o'clock of a day where you can say p.m. Right? After the lunch time, again you will have the 1 o'clock. It is considered as a 13th hour. Okay, it is considered as a 13. 12 plus 1, 13. Then 12 plus 2 will be your 14. 12 plus 3, 15. 4th will be as your 16. 5 will be as your 17. 6 will be as your 18th. 7 will be as your 19. 8 will be as your 20. 9 will be as your 21. 10 will be as your 22. 11 will be as a 23 and again 12 will be as a 24, or you can write it here as a, I can say it again, 0, 0. It starts 0, 0 here. Fine. Again 0, then date change at night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, night. Look, morning. This is here, it will be morning. Okay, 6 o'clock, sun rises. Then going. morning time, again lunch time, noon, PM. Okay, so this is a formation of a clock like this. In the night, when you have the lunch at 8 o'clock, right? So it is said 20 hours. It is said 20 hours. How 20 hours? Let's see that by these things. You can see the few points I have written for you all. Okay. As I told you that in 24 hours clock format, we write time in 4 digits. 4 digits. How 4 digits we can write it? See ahead. First, 2 digit shows hours. Okay. Last 2 digit shows minutes. 4 digits are there here, right? Okay. So, your left side 2 digits, your left side 2 digits will shows you hours. In your right side 2 digits will shows you minutes. Left side will be hour, right side will be minute. Again, in a 12 hours format. Remember this thing. Left side hour, right side minute. Clear? And we used to write hours instead of writing AM or PM. Oh, I think we have learned this. It's very easy. We learned about AM and PM, right? Suppose, let me give you one example here. Suppose I can say that noon, okay, 1:30 PM, right? So I know that this is my hours and this is my minutes. Okay, right? What it makes separates? Colon. A colon separates hours and minute. As I told you, right side minutes, left side hours. Okay, we are not going to write now AM and PM. 4 digits we have to write. We have to write 4 digits. But in this we have only 3 digits. How we can write? Simple. 1 is there only. So we will write 01. 4 digits there now. Then 30. And instead of AM and PM, what we have to write? Hours. So here we are going to write hours. Okay? Clear? Let's see ahead. I will show you. I will explain you how to do this again. Fine? 3 ways to write time in 24 hours. 3 ways? Oh my God. How it could be? Let's see. First one. Use colon. As I told you, right? I had used here colon. You can see this colon mark to separate hours and minutes. Example, 22:40 hours. Where was the 22 in the clock? Here. 22 means 10 o'clock at night. My God. 10 o'clock and 40 minutes. Or you can say 40 minutes. 10:40 PM. Okay. Second one is there. Give space to separate hours and minutes. As you have written here colon, right? Now instead of colon, you just have to leave the space. As you can see in the video, I have leave the space here. Okay. Third one. Without giving space. You don't need to give the space also. In that formation also you can write it. But we are going to use first one. Most probably first one is used. And it is very common and easy. Why? Because of the colon sign, people can separately identify which is the hour and which is a minute. Okay? It will not make you confused. Look, I have written something over here in a thinking icons. What it is? It's a one extra knowledge thing it is. Let's see that. 24-hour time is also called military time. Oh, we don't know yet, right? Now you know this thing. So you can ask to anybody also, others also. It's a general knowledge that you got, that 24-hour time is also called military time. In 24-hour clock, we write 12 noon. 12 noon means our lunch time is 12. Okay? Is 12. And 12 midnight is 0 or 24. Look, I said you here in the clock. Here 12 noon means your lunch time. And 24 or 0 means it's your midnight. Okay? Clear these things? Everyone? Again, let me remind you that 24-hour clocks has 4 digits. We have to write it in 4 digits. Your left side 2 digits are hours. Your right side 2 digits are minutes. And instead of AM and PM, we have to write hours. There are 3 ways to write 24-hour clock. First one is to separate it by colon sign. Second one, to keep the space between hours and minutes. And the third one, without giving the space. But the commonly which way is used is the first one, by separating it with colon sign. I gave you this also, that 24-hour time is also called military time. Remember this thing. I am going to ask you the question regarding these 2 sentences. Okay? Fine. And I shown you the clock. This kind of clock you have to draw. I will send you in the worksheet also. Okay? Fine? Clear? The 24-hour clock format, right? Is it? Now let's learn how to convert 24-hour clock time to 12-hour clock time. To convert all these things, we have to remember few rules. There are 4 rules to remember how to convert 24-hour clock time to 12-hour clock time. The first rule. What is the first rule? If the number of hours is less than 12. What it is given? Less than 12. It means the time is in AM. You can see that I have marked with underline also. I have marked the keywords that if it is time, if the time is less than 12, then it will be AM. Okay? Let's see the example which is given here. It is given that 3:55 hours. What it is given? 3:55 hours. Oh, sorry, you can have to write it here 0. We all know that we have to write it 4 digits. Okay? So, 3:55 hours. So, this 3 is greater than or less than to 12. It is 3 is less than 12. So, what we have to write? AM. I have written 3:55 AM. Right? For example, let me give you a few more examples. As per the first rule. Okay? Rule 1. First example. What we have to do? Less than 12. It will be AM. Okay? In short, that okay, 6:43 hours is equal to. You can note that the 6 is less than 12. Right? So what we have to do? We have to write the same thing as it is. 6:43. Now instead of hour, we have to write here AM. One more example. Our breakfast time. 7 o'clock 7 hours, right? We can say that 7 hours. So how we can convert this 7 hours into 12-hour clock time? Simple. Check that your hour is greater than or less than 12. Less than 12, right? So we can write it 7 as it is. If it is less than, then instead of hour, we have to write it AM. Okay, clear? Let's go with the rule number 2. If the number of hours is more than 12, it means the time is in PM. Oh, first what we learned, if it is less than, then AM. If it is more, then PM. Look, I have written here one example for you. That 1843 hours. 1843 hours is equal to, this 18 is greater than 12 or more than 12. So what I did, 18 minus 12 I have done. So 18 minus 12, how much it will be? 6. So what I did, instead of 18, I wrote here 6, which I got answer. So the time is 6:43 PM. Let's have the examples regarding that. Okay. What was the rule? Rule number is 2. If it is greater than 12, subtract by number 12. We write down that. Greater than 12, then you have to write it PM. Okay? And we have to do subtract by 12 number. Okay, ready for the first question? Suppose 14:25 hours. Look, this 14 is more than 12, right? 14 is more than 12. So now what we have to do? We will subtract it by 12. So can I say that 14 minus 12, how much it will be? Simple. 2, right? So I can write it. So the time is 2:25. Now what we have to write? AM or PM? PM, right? Instead of these hours, we have to write it PM. 2:25 PM of your afternoon. Look. Next example, let's see ahead. Okay? Anyone can? Okay. 15 hours is equal to 17 is greater than 12, right? So we can say that 17 minus 12 is equal to 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, right? So we got 5. So the time is 5. You don't have to change the minutes. Remember that. Minutes will remain as it is. 5:15 AM or PM? PM. Okay? Clear? This kind of sums also I'm going to give you in the worksheets, which you have to try to solve on your own. Fine? If you don't remember, if you can't understand, then you can keep the video on and then you can try it step by step how I am showing you in this video. Okay, now let's see the rule number 3. What is the rule number 3 given here? If the number of hours is equal to 12, it means the time is in PM. Oh, equal to 12 only? Look, the example is given here. 12:15 hours is equal to 12:15 p.m. Simple. If it is given here 12, then we have to write it 12. But instead of hours, we have to write it p.m. Let me give you examples. Okay. Rule 3 equals to 12, then it will be p.m. Okay. First example, 5 hours. Simple as that, is equal to, we will write it 12 minute as it is, and instead of hours we will write only p.m. That's it. Nothing to do. Okay. As per the rule 3, if it is asked to you any question, then second question, 12:55 hours is equal to, so 12:55 p.m. Okay. Last, let me give you up to the last minute. 12:59 hours is equal to 12:59 p.m. Okay. Let's have our last rule of this converts. If the number of hours is 0, it means the time is in AM. You can see here 0:20 hours. It will be 12:20 AM. Oh, you have to write it 12. Instead of 0, now you have to write it here 12. And instead of hours, you have to write it AM. Simple again. Here it was 12. So you have to write it as it is. Now you have to give it 0. Then you have to write it 12. And then instead of hours, AM. Okay. The rule 4th is specially for the midnight of 12 o'clock. Midnight of 12 o'clock, then before 1 o'clock. Okay. Rule 4 is specially for that time duration. Remember this thing. Rule 4 is specially for midnight 12 to before 1 o'clock. Fine. Rule 4th. It will be 0. Then you have to write AM. And 12 at hours place. Fine. Let me give you one example. 16 hours is equal to, instead of 0, what we have to write it? 12, right? So 12 I have written, 16 is a minute, so it's not going to change, and instead of hours we will write it AM. If it is asked to you 00:57 hours, look, it's near to about to be a midnight 1 o'clock. Okay, midnight 1 o'clock. This time is midnight or about to be a 1 o'clock of midnight, near to 1 o'clock. So you can say that instead of 0, write 12. 57 as it is. Instead of hours, write AM. Clear? Again, let me revise you all the things. Rule number 1, if it is less than 12, then write AM. Rule number 2, if it is greater than 12, then write PM and subtract by 12 number. Okay? Rule number 3, equals to 12, then you have to write it PM. Rule number 4, if it is 0, okay, then you have to write it instead of hours AM, and if it is given zeros, then instead of instead of zeros, you have to write it 12 at the place of hours. Okay, remember all these things. It's very easy thing. Fine? Clear? Everybody? let's have our last topic. We learn to convert 24 hours into 12 hours, right? Now inverse of that. Okay, inverse of that. To remember this thing, we have only one rule now. When you are going to convert 12 hours into 24 hours, okay, we have only one rule. What it is, let's see that. When 12-hour clock time shows time afternoon, add 12 to the number of hours given in the 12-hour clock time. Noon means PM, right? Here noon means PM. If it is given PM, then what you have to do? You have to do plus 12 with that number. Okay? So, whatever answer you will get with that number, then you have to write it. And instead of AM and PM, you have to write hours. Clear? Simple. You can see the example I have written here. 10:52 PM. PM means it's a night time. This is the night time. So, with this 10, it is 10, right? And PM. I told you, I am going to add now this 12 with this. So, I have written here 10 plus 12. It will be 22. So, the time is 22:52 hours. Why hours? Because in the 24 hours, 24-hour clock time format, we are writing hours, not AM and PM. Okay? Let's have few more examples regarding this. Number 1. 15. Oops, sorry. We don't have to do the 24 hours to 12. We have to do 12 to 24. So, 5:43 AM. When we have to do plus, when it is, okay, let me write it here, star that. Add 12 more when it is given PM. Clear? Simple now? Okay, here it is AM. So how we are going to convert it? Is equal to 05:43. Instead of AM and PM, we are going to write hours. Second question. 10 AM. Again AM. Should I do plus or not? No. Why? Is equal to 10 hours. Okay. Second question. Next, third one. 11:20 PM. Let me write few questions here so it would be easy for us to do. 5 PM. 6:35 AM. 12:15 PM. Here it will be number 7. 8:20 PM. Number 8. 3:40 PM. Fine? Okay, let me give it here AM. Okay, now let's see. 11:20 PM. So when we have to add 12, when it is PM. So 11 plus 12. How much it will be? 3 and 2. So 23, 20 hours. Right? 5 p.m. So again 5 plus 12. How much it will be? 5 plus 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. Right? So 17, 5 hours. 6:35 a.m. So we are going to not change it. 6:35. 0 we will write, but here 0 is not given. So we are going to write for 0. Why? Because we have to write 24 hours format, clock format in a 4 digits, not in a 3 digit. Okay? 12:15 a.m. So 12:15 hours. Here it will be not given to you 12. Here you are not supposed to write it here 12. What do you have to write it here? 0, 0. Okay? Clear? Why? Because when we are converting this, at that time we have to write, if it is AM of night, then 00:15. 8:20 p.m. So 8 plus 12 more. 8 plus 12 will be how much? 20, right? 20 hours. 3:40 p.m. So p.m. is there. So plus 12, 3 plus 2, 5 and 1 as it is. So it will be 15:40 hours. Is it clear this thing, everyone? Right? Again, let me remind you this rule that when we are converting 12-hour clock time, okay, and it shows you PM, then add 12 to that number, okay, then you will get your answers. And instead of AM or PM, write, what do you have to write? HOURS, hours. Okay? These two things you have to remember it. When you are converting 12 hours clock time to the 24-hour clock time. Okay? When you watch the time during the daytime, at that time also you can do like this. If your mother asks you that, beta, what time it is? Okay. At that time also you can say in this type of formation. You can try to solve it without writing also. If you all remember the rules, then fine. Okay? Clear? Thank you.